Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am filming another little quick makeup tutorial. However, this time around I am going to be doing hopefully a 5 to 10 minute makeup routine, and this one isn't going to be including like any foundation. It's something to wear during the summer months when it's a little bit warmer. I'm from Toronto and it gets super humid out here, and just the feeling of having foundation on the skin does not appeal whatsoever. So I am switching it up this summer. I think it's only going to get hotter from here, so I really want to be able to feel like my skin feels like it could breathe, isn't cakey at the end of the day, and I'm not like itching to wash off my makeup look as soon as I get home. So if you're interested in checking this out, just be sure to stay tuned, and for more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button. Give me a follow on my Instagram and TikTok. It's Michelle Shavolsky. And then if you're inclined, feel free to hit the bell button to get notified every time I post. I am trying to post more regularly, but I don't know how I'll fare. Yeah, this is my third video on this channel, so still trying to find my groove. Also, this time around, I'm filming on my Sony camera, so if you feel like there's a little bit of a difference compared to the last video, let me know. And then also feel free to add whether you prefer this format or the one last time. Last time I filmed on my iPhone 13 or 15 Pro Max. I'm not 100% sure which one this is, but that's what I filmed it on, and I had a few of my friends tell me that they loved the quality of this one. However, I did say I'm filming on my camera, so hopefully I get some feedback. Okay, so let's start off. I'm actually gonna zoom you guys a little bit closer, and the best part about this camera is I'm not gonna be looking elsewhere. I'm looking right into the lens, and as I'm sure you saw in my last video, I would be looking at myself in the iPhone rather than at the lens. So this time around, I have a viewfinder on top, so if I really need to look up, I'm gonna look up there. But otherwise, I'm going to be trying my best to keep myself focused on the lens. So I'm just gonna zoom you guys a little bit in. Hopefully this is, oh, is this good? Do we want it a bit more? Here's a bit of a close-up. I do have some blemishes, you know, the skin's not perfect. One thing I'll say about this camera is it does have like a blurring function on the skin. I'm not really into that nowadays, but hopefully maybe if I could change the settings, I need to do a bit of like a deep dive on what that looks like, because I really do want to make sure that whatever you guys are seeing is a really good depiction of like what my skin looks like. So you'll see I have quite a lot of freckles across, and then I do have some blemishes specifically here, and I'll show you how I cover them. But to be honest, like, my goal isn't to make a blank canvas. It's really just to feel comfortable in my own skin, for it to be like just my skin but better. And yeah, so I already went ahead and put on my sunscreen. It's the same one I used last time, the Caudalie. However, I'm hoping to do an updated video because I'm going to be getting a few new products soon, and as soon as I have like a good sense of like whether or not I like them, I'll be sure to let you guys know. I really want to try the Glow Recipe sunscreen that they just released, the one that's like the fluid one. It feels amazing. Like, I went to Sephora a couple days ago just to like start figuring out what I want to get, what do I want to replenish. That's definitely one of the things that's on my list. Okay, here, wait, actually, let me just sit still, but okay, it's blurred my skin and you could see. So I will try my best to like try to avoid the filter. This is perfect. So you could see my skin. I'm starting off with my tried and true, the Tricolone Skintech Concealer by Haus Labs. It is not focused. Oh, there we go. In shade 4, and this time around, instead of doing it as much as I did last time, I'm really just gonna focus it on my problem areas. So going in over here, going in over here, going in over here, here, and then right over here, and then I'm just gonna dot a little bit under my eyes. The goal is I don't want to cover my freckles. I just want to emphasize a bit of lightness and reduce a little bit of the redness. I know that people love going with a skin corrector, but it's just not something that I would use every day, so it's not in my skin routine. And then I'm going in with the e.l.f. brush that I used last time. This is the Ultimate Blending Brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm really going to just like stipple it gently. My goal is to keep as much product on the brush as possible. or on this face, not the brush. And then I'm just gonna stipple it a little bit, and you could see right away that some of my blemish areas, problem areas, are a little bit better covered. I'm hoping the blur isn't on for the camera. It doesn't look like it right now, but that's where you could see it. And I'm just gonna make sure to like blend it out into the edges. I will probably go in with a second layer. This one is a little bit tougher because I feel like this one is a little bit more of a fresh pimple per se. I have an unwanted resident on my face, but it's okay. We'll make room for it. We'll embrace it for a little bit, but hopefully it's evicted soon, you know, or in better case scenario, just departs by choice. So yeah, I'm just stippling it out. The lighting on this camera is kind of frustrating me, so there's definitely some pros and cons I'm already seeing to this. So as you can see, like there's definitely a bit more lightness, but I'm not trying to cover my skin. I'm not trying to change how I look. I really just want to enhance my own features, my own skin, and just feel like I have something on my face at the end of the day, but not have it melt off of my face because of the sweltering heat. And that's it. So that's the face. For the sake of my well-being, I'm gonna try to cover this little friend on my face. And I'm just gonna put a bit more up here, a bit more here, and that's it. I'm not gonna go in more with the concealer just because I do, again, as I mentioned, I don't want to feel like my face is melting. This side, let's try to see if it works. Yeah, I think that's worked. Let me just blend the rest, and I'll see you guys in a bit. The next thing that I'm going to go in with is going to be a blush. I'm going to be using one of my favorites. This one, unfortunately, no longer is made, but there's definitely some shades that are similar to this available both at Chanel and Sephora. You'll see me use quite a lot of Chanel just because I love their formulation, especially for their blushes. I'm a blush girl. What could I say? Like, blush through and through. Blush blindness exists and will continue to exist for the foreseeable future, but I just really love their formulation, and I think it melts into the skin really nicely. The shade that I'm going in today with is shade 330, so haus pétillante. This is what it looks like. It has a little bit of a sheen. It's a little bit of that peachy tone. I don't usually go for this shade, but because it's the summer months and I want something light, I'm gonna go in with this one, and I'm using the same brush, but using it for blush. This is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm just going to stipple this into the cheek just like that, and automatically, I'm sure you could see the sheen, but it's honestly stunning. It doesn't cover any freckles, which is the best part, and I do go in pretty heavy-handed, but I just love how it looks. To this side, just so you can see nothing, and then a nice little peachy tone with a bit of sparkle. Hopefully my light catches it. And again, not covering anything. And then I'm gonna go in on the same side, pretty heavy-handed, and I try to focus it on the top parts of my cheeks and almost under the eye as well. I think that's something gorgeous. I actually did a makeup look yesterday with my bangs clipped up just because it was, to be honest, I was gonna say it was quite hot, but I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a hair washing day and I didn't do it, and I had to go out, so I clipped it up, slicked my hair back, and called it a day. But I actually brought this shade up to the brow bone and made it a bit of a monochromatic look, and I loved it. And maybe if that's something that you guys want to see, I could film that to you. I will take an L and I'll clip my bangs up for the sake of the video, just so that you guys could see. But if that is something of interest, just let me know. Then after the blush, I do a little bit on the nose. Casually says a little bit, but I feel like it might not be. It's probably a lot. There we go. And then the next thing that I'm gonna go in with is going to be a brown eyeshadow. I'm gonna go in just underneath my lash line, and then I'm gonna possibly put it up on the eyeliner section just to like diffuse it and make it a bit more romantic, a bit more moody. But I do think that's like an amazing technique for an everyday eyeshadow look rather than having it all over the lid. So I'm gonna go in with two eyeshadow shades. The first one that I'm using is 362 Candeur Et Provocation. It is a quad eyeshadow palette from Chanel. This is how it looks like. I'm actually going to go in with this chocolatey brown shade at the bottom, and this is going to be sitting just essentially underneath my waterline. And this is how I do it. It's such a beautiful shade. It's really warm, as you could see. And I think immediately you could really get a sense of the difference between this eye and this eye with that eyeshadow. I'm going to disperse my bangs a little just so that they're not too heavy on top. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. And I literally just, I dabbed it in. I'm not like rubbing my brush in, but like look at the color pale. So the thing about Chanel eyeshadows is they're very sheer. They are that luxury formula in the sense that they don't really try to cover the skin. They try to enhance it with a little bit of tone and color. And some might feel like they're not pigmented, but for a luxury eyeshadow palette, it's a quite pigmented formula. And I've had a lot of luck with their quads eyeshadow palettes that have like 5 shades, and I'm a big fan. And on the top, I'm debating if I want to do the same thing. I really like how it looks right now. Who knows? It might give raccoon eyes, but let's give it a try. And if you see me looking this way as I'm holding the mirror, but I'm not trying to keep it in frame. Let's see. I mean, maybe we go a bit more heavy-handed. Do we like it? It's not bad. Might have to go over with something else. But as you could tell, it's like a super warm tone brown. Like it's giving terracotta on the skin. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like the color accuracy might not be there, but let's do it on this side. The next thing I'm gonna go in, and this is not limited edition, so if you guys love this one and you're like debating getting it, so I'll tell you a little bit about that. So the next thing that I'm gonna go in with is Les Ombres Essentielles in 236 Brun Talpa. So this is a single eyeshadow pan. I think they're about $46 to $48, $56. I don't know, they up their prices all the time, and at this point I've lost track, but I'm gonna go in with this one. I think over top. Let's try it. It is a different shade of brown, as you could see. It's like that taupey metallic, has like that silver reflex. It is a duotone eyeshadow, so it has that taupey brown, bronzy color, and then it has that silver reflect. I'm gonna swatch this for you guys because it is so pretty and I don't use it enough. Oh my god, I love it. It feels like butter. So look at that sheen. How beautiful. Honestly, I think this is a true gunmetal shade. Like, I'm gonna try to sorry, that was like an audible gasp, but just look at how stunning this is. And it's really hard to find shades like this, to be honest, because a lot of the times they either skew very bronzy or very golden, copper, but like you could see this is one side of the shade and then the reflex are just beautiful. And the best part is it's super buttery, so you could really diffuse it. Anyways, I'm gonna go in with this on my lower lash line. Let's see what it does. It's just a bit more moody, if anything. I feel like it's just a little bit heavier, but we'll do the same on this side. I think I veered away from an everyday makeup look by adding this, but you know, sometimes you just want a moody eye. That's the excuse. I'll just do that. What I'm gonna do to kind of mitigate this drama, and to be honest, this might be great for another makeup look, but I'm just gonna take the excess from my foundation / concealer brush and just apply it gently, and I think that's made it a tiny bit better. You might be saying, Michelle, there is no difference. There is no difference from this clip to the one from 3 seconds ago. But the next thing that we're going in with is mascara. For the sake of this, it's the same one I used last time. It's the Ultra Black Unlocked Hourglass Mascara. It is a fiber mascara, so if you're prone to raccoon eyes, as I mentioned last time, this is a really good solve. It's not water-based. It comes off super easily. The brush is a silicone brush. Hopefully it'll focus. I don't know if, oh, there we go. You get a better visibility on what that looks like. And it's fairly easy to use, and I've repurchased this plenty of times. But again, for the sake of this video, I am not going to record that. I'm going to do it off camera, and then I'm going to come back and wrap it up with a easy, casual lip. Okay, so this is the eyelashes. Again, I love this mascara. I think it makes the eyes look so beautiful and dreamy, and I feel like myself again with mascara on my face. Also, I think my bangs are getting a little long, so I'm definitely going to need to get them trimmed. So sorry about that. I think one thing about bangs, it makes it hard to do like makeup looks because they cover them, and I feel like that's the funnest part of a makeup tutorial. So I'm so sorry if I don't do a lot of them. I don't see a point. But if you're curious for some of my favorite makeup looks, maybe when I don't do bangs, again, I'm happy to show them. It's just it's gonna be a little bit harder to showcase them. But anyways, time for the lip. No surprise, I'm still on the Charlotte Tilbury iconic nude. Hopefully it focuses. There we go. I'm still on that train, so I'm gonna go in and trace the lower lip. I always start with this section. And then I smack them together essentially, and then I'll diffuse it. Just because again, I don't love like a harsh line sometimes. Listen, there are times when it's justified and it's a whole vibe, but this is definitely like an easier daytime look. There we go. Nothing else. It's quite easy. And then I am going to go in with the Hourglass. What is this called? I don't know what it's called, but it's the one that like you have to like twist. And this is in the shade Desire. Hopefully it focuses. It's not focusing, and you twist it up. Desire is shade 102. I'll do a little swatch for you guys. Oh, look at that. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. Like, love that shade. And it's super glossy. It has a little bit of like that mintiness, but it doesn't like plump the lips in my opinion. I think it's just there. And then I'm gonna... Can we talk about this? How beautiful is this? I have no words. I think it's amazing. I don't use it as often as I should, but it's definitely one of my favorite, one of my favorite lips. And I think that's it. There's nothing else. Something sad just happened. Oh my god, look at that. You could see it. I essentially dinged it. And that's it. There is nothing else to this makeup look. No setting powder or anything like that. I'm trying to keep it light, breathable. It's not going to melt off. And I wear this when it's hot. So this is the finished makeup look. I'm going to zoom you guys out a little. Oop, that's forward. But this is the final makeup look, and I am going to head out in a little bit. But if you guys love this video and you want to see a bit more shorter tutorials like this, let me know. Or if you prefer my more chatty ones like the one before, just let me know, and I'm honestly happy to keep them the same length. But if you have any questions, please leave a comment. I will list all the products used in this makeup tutorial in the description down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video and hit the bell button. Yeah, so if you want to see what I'm up to in the day-to-day, give me a follow on Instagram. It's Michelle Shawolski. I hope to see you guys soon, and that's it. That's the end of the video. Bye, guys.